We haven't been intimate for a long time, have we?
No.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're going through the cringiest moments on Meet the Richardsons that look very different now that John Richardson and Lucy Beaumont have announced their divorce.
No, I don't like arguing. I'm conflict averse.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Viewer tweets.
This Meet the Richardsons on Dave's channel is pretty good. I like that.
It's alright. I don't mind pretty good.
In this segment, John and Lucy read tweets from viewers about the show. Most of them are the usual mean comments you'd expect outlets to present to celebrities when they do things like this, but at the end, things take a turn for the worse.
This sitcom that you've been watching is actually a cry for help from me.
One of the tweets suggests that Lucy is too mean to John, and then they start talking about how she's regularly asked by friends and family to be nicer to him when they're on the telly.
My granddad does keep saying we need to be nice to each other, and his neighbours keep saying, will you tell Lucy to be nicer to John?
The whole thing is a joke, but it now looks very prophetic. The news that the duo is divorcing has led to speculation that playing a warring couple on TV for 5 years probably wasn't for the best.
This feels like a marriage counselling session.
It's an argument that lasts 8 episodes. It is marriage counselling.
Number 9. Mugs.
If there's 2 of you and you've got 37 mugs, we only need 2 mugs and 2 mugs if someone comes round. So all we need is 4 mugs.
This section is emblematic of the way tiny issues fuel resentment over time, as John and Lucy bicker about their mugs. Lucy's complaining that John has too many mugs, while he says that they need all the mugs they can get, because she's terrible at bringing them back to be washed up.
So my tactic is every time she uses a different mug, I'll take photographic evidence.
Then again, maybe if it was the only mug she had, she'd remember, so she may have a point. Regardless, he decides that he's going to start photographing and compiling all the mugs she takes and doesn't bring back.
In a normal marriage, this would just be a conversation, wouldn't it?
Though this is all exaggerated for the sake of the show, it's definitely unsettling to hear John make comments about how this really isn't the way conflicts in a marriage should be resolved.
I really think this will put to bed a lot of the tensions in our marriage.
Number 8. The worst gifts.
Gift buying isn't really John's forte.
What's that based on?
It's based on all the gifts you've got me.
It's certainly frustrating to be in a relationship with someone who's terrible at buying gifts, especially when you demand that they keep buying gifts and you also aren't forthcoming about what you actually like.
It was a negligee.
It went down to the floor. It's what they'd prefer for you to wear when you go into hospital.
That was the crux of this segment of the show, as Lucy laments that John never gets her a present she likes, while he quietly seethes about how she's impossible to buy for.
Aw, that's sweet.
Do you like that?
No.
It culminates in him trying to buy a joke gift of a gnome doing a poo in a local garden centre, and the cashier embarrassingly has to ask a colleague for the price.
Have you got a price on this pooing gnome?
What is it?
We wonder where that pooing gnome is now, since we're sure he was too mortified to return it. Number 7. The Comedy Awards.
I'm going to have to throw this at him. Is that all right?
You're too sad.
Should we make this about domestic abuse? And then we might get a review in The Guardian.
Despite not being nominated for anything, Lucy has gone to the British Comedy Awards. John, who also wasn't nominated, but crucially didn't attend, wastes no time in ribbing her about how hungover she is, though it's clear that he's jealous she went.
I wasn't nominated for anything and I had the dignity
I
not to
wasn't
turn
nominated.
up. Old Joan Terrier
No,
going in full kit to the Comedy Awards, nominated for F all.
Lucy's meteoric comedy career is a running joke in the whole series, as John laments that he can no longer get jobs on his own. As well as them constantly mocking each other though, he starts goading her into tearing down their fellow comedians, and then celebrates that as soon as their 6-year-old arrives, she'll have to pretend to be nice to him again.
So who got nominated last night who didn't deserve to? Go on, I feed off your hate.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, but that's what you mean.
No,
Number 6. Local radio.
How is it with you guys at the moment, though? Because we're talking about the work-life balance today. His career's sort of at the end, he's tailing off. Your career's just Now going off the chart.
Lucy's been trying to persuade John to go host a show on local radio station Calder Valley, but he doesn't want to because he thinks it's beneath him. As revenge, Lucy brings on Rob Beckett, whose career has also been going from strength to strength in recent years. Subsequently, they get poached to join Radio 2. Livid about this, John decides to prank call them when they start talking about him live on air.
What's this other guy like, Patrick? Is it younger, better looking, thick head of hair, that kind of stuff?
Well, aye, he's young.
He rings them up to do a silly voice and air out their dirty laundry on the BBC. But perhaps this segment has aged badly for another reason. Beckett making a joke about him and Lucy being the new Philip and Holly, which surely means they're doomed.
John, can you put those baked potatoes in the oven?
Oh dear.
Take about an hour on 180.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Number 5. Bed death.
Do you think we might have sex in there?
If we don't have sex in a house, I don't see why we'd have sex in a big van.
The Richardsons are buying a luxury camper van and waste no time in exploring its nooks and crannies. After being dismayed by the bunk beds, they soon find a bigger bed that can be lowered from the ceiling.
He gets in position, ready for love. They've got the protective netting around. And then he braces himself, ready for her to come out. Come on then, up you get.
John climbs in and tries to persuade her to join him, but she grabs the controls and tries to crush him in the roof of the van. There are a lot of jokes not only about the demise of their sex life, but about the fact that she feels compelled to try and kill him at every opportunity.
This is how comedians die.
I think you'd be able to do it with someone on it. It's like, you know, when someone says, don't press this button.
Stop
I
it.
honestly didn't think this is how I'd kill you.
You've
I
changed.
thought I'd poison you in your sleep.
Again, it's something that at the time seemed like exaggerated humour, but today it's unsettling to rewind and watch back. Number 4. The Head Mistress. Lucy's trying to get their daughter into a good school, and part of that bargain is persuading John to do a talk to the kids.
Why am I doing that? Why am I doing... No. Why am I doing that?
Because your TV's John Richardson, and that was the only way I could get this appointment.
He's furious about being tricked into this until they arrive at the school, and Lucy sees that the headmistress is carrying a torch for John.
John Richardson.
Hello.
It is so lovely to meet you.
Oh, Miss Taylor?
I'm such a big fan, I've got to say.
She's immediately jealous, either because she has a thing for John, or because she herself was planning on befriending the teacher independently of him. It then becomes clear that it's the first one, and that she won't let their daughter attend the school because she doesn't want Ms. Taylor putting the moves on her husband.
It doesn't matter if John likes that school, Eddie, because my daughter is not going to it because that teacher is a
Number 3. 5th anniversary.
It started very early though, the nitpicking. As soon as I'd moved in, he said I was aggressive with him when I told him to shut a window.
In this episode, they were throwing a party to celebrate their 5th wedding anniversary and invited many popular comedians to join them. The situation is fraught with tension though, not only between each other, but between the guests, as Lucy jokes about how she doesn't remember that Sally Phillips was in Miranda.
Have you done studio sitcom?
Yes. Yeah, you remember I've done Miranda with Miranda.
Conversation again soon turns to John's disdain for local radio as he talks about how the work started to dry up. When they go into the kitchen, an argument breaks out about the bottle opener, which escalates and escalates until she reveals that she's known where it was all along.
Can you see how much I've got on my plate? You could help. I don't know where I've put it. You are trying to wind me up, aren't you?
Number 2. Open relationship.
If you ever need a neighbour in a Leeds kit, you just let me know.
All right.
After trying and failing to make friends with other couples, John and Lucy go after their newest neighbours, who turn out to be fellow celebrity couple Kimberly Wyatt and Max Rogers. John starts fantasising about Kimberly wearing a Leeds United strip, while Lucy spies on Max in the garden from the upstairs window.
What are you doing, Lucy?
I'm just cleaning the windows. It gets so dirty.
Eventually, they suggest to each other that an open relationship might work, only to quickly put the idea on ice, knowing that it would breed only more resentment.
Do you think we'll get to a point where we just have an open relationship?
Hope so.
Do you want to have that conversation now on telly?
It's one of those jokes that can actually end a relationship prematurely, and definitely a brave one to make on television.
I'll go out to a bar and think I'm going to get a bit and not get any, and then secretly resent you for actually getting some.
Number 1. Sex therapy.
We don't really do it anymore, do we? It's not really an issue.
We don't.
Are you joking?
No, honestly, we
What,
don't.
you don't have sex anymore?
No.
Another appearance from Sally Phillips. In this scene, they go to dinner with her, and she takes it upon herself to give them some advice to repair their sex life.
So how would you initiate sex? So you're going to try a physical gesture to your wife that's going to bring her out of herself. What would you do?
Married couples losing desire for each other might be common ground in comedy, but this, more than anything else in the show, makes for highly uncomfortable viewing now that they've called it quits in real life.
I don't know. I honestly, I wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't be watching for a start.
It's also just deeply awkward regardless. Having a close friend coach you through how to initiate an intimate encounter, even if that friend is star of stage and screen Sally Phillips.
What? I want you.
Let us know in the comments what your favourite Dave show is.
You want anything?
Oh my God, no. A divorce?
I'll see if they do him in boots.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.